Welcome to the very first podcast of At the Whistle. Thank you all for joining us. My name is Clement Gibson. I am here with Martavian Thompson, Kambui, Bomani, and Darrius, Barron. All right. If you've been watching on Tiger Report, you know that we've been anticipating this moment, so we want to give a thanks to Mr. Morrison for helping us and getting us set up in the studio. But let's get right into the topics. Let's talk about the scoring, guys. What was it? Boston Celtics averaging 99 points a game.
Right.
And they're 28th in the NBA in scoring.
Right.
Almost every game's over 100 points.
Well over 100.
Well over 100. I'm talking 140, 50-point games.
Impressive.
And this is almost every night. So what is really going on in the league today that is making it so easy for guys to score 150-something points a game?
The three-pointers. It's the three-pointers. For one, the entire starting five is hitting threes like it's nothing. You got Kyrie shooting his, like going crazy. Gordon Hayward, he's acting up. Tatum, what? Like so young, so dangerous. Like the Celtics, and then just like they've always just been that high scoring team, but this year, they really are trying to act up on it. Like, I'm scared of what G State might do. In the West.
I mean,
that's just the East.
Listen to this stat: Klay Thompson scores 52 points.
Yeah, 52.
The man dribbled the ball 9 times. They had 92 points at halftime. 92 at a halftime. Are you serious?
That's crazy.
Well, okay, so the issue is there's hardly any defense being played in the league.
Right.
And, anybody that's been watching basketball for maybe the past 10 years can see the shift in the culture. It went from, multiple positions doing their own thing to everybody just shooting threes and get back on defense. You play mediocre defense.
Right.
And the reason why, maybe the defense is so bad is because you can't even breathe on your opponent without getting a foul, which is why people like Isaiah Thomas, what is he, like 5'9", something like that?
Hey,
every time he drives,
I
mean, listen, every time he drives to the rim, he gets to the free throw line. Why?
Same
Like,
as Kyle Lowry.
Come on,
But
man.
some would say it's a skill because look at James Harden. He's 6'5". He's able to get to the free throw line more than anybody in the league.
Because he flops. He's a flopper.
So is it because people are flopping more, or is it because the defense is softer?
Absolutely. Ever since LeBron played in Miami.
Right.
Oh, so LeBron.
That is
LeBron, yes. I mean, yes, you
ass.
had your Vlade Divac back in the day. But at the same time, LeBron James made it popular to flop. Just like I never saw that pump fake and just to get the defender in the air and then you jump into the defender. First of all, a foul is when contact was initiated by the defender, right? So if contact is initiated by the offensive player, that will make it an offensive foul, like a charge, right?
True.
But,
So this is why they just changed it.
but if you're making contact with, even if you don't try to, you're still making contact.
Yeah.
So that's still a foul.
just the motions of the game, how that's gonna go.
Listen, okay, so you mean to tell me it's okay for them to rule it a charge if the offensive player runs through the defensive player?
Yeah, because you have to not be in a restricted area.
Yeah,
Your feet have to be set.
You just have to be
So
set.
if I'm in the air, if you pump fake and I jump, and it's clear that I'm not even going to touch you on the way down, but you jump into me.
Right.
It's called discipline. You jump straight up, there's not a problem.
But even if you jump straight up, they can still jump into you. I've seen Jimmy Butler do it. I've seen Dwayne Wade do it.
The
LeBron,
4-point plays,
it's ridiculous. And this is all part of the defense that's going on now. People are scared to play defense, which is why, you're able to see your favorite player, your star player, get into the fourth quarter with only one foul because they don't even stick the best player on the team. How is it that the best player on the team, somebody like LeBron, don't stick Kawhi Leonard? How does that happen?
Because he's old.
That's just like, okay, perfect example. During the last finals run,
Right.
there's a video circulating on Facebook of Kevin Durant bringing the ball across half court. LeBron James was checking him, but then here comes Steph. Listen, here comes Steph, set the smallest pick I've ever seen. And what LeBron do? He switch off on the screen and start checking Steph.
That's effort.
And leave Rodney Hood to defend
that's effort.
Kevin Durant.
That's respect. in terms of LeBron realizing I can't guard this dude, so let me switch off.
Yeah, that's respect, but you know what? It's also
Respect
cowardice.
is
Like
being scared.
it's also cowardice, man.
It is.
You know?
Well, what I'm surprised by as well, with all this high scoring, you think cats would be getting blown out, but there's been so many overtime games.
Yes.
Right. Every time, like I have the NBA alerts, every single time a game goes to like overtime and I'm always wondering like, they're going to overtime, like it's 120 to 120, like end of regulation going to overtime. There's been so many close games. I would have thought that teams would be, outside of Golden State, would be blowing a lot of teams out the water because coming into the season, a lot of the last couple seasons been like, oh, the league's not fair. There's no reason to watch anymore. Yeah. Like the games aren't gonna be close. But it's been 2 weeks and it's been competitive. Like
it's been entertaining.
Yeah, like you look at Houston's at the bottom of the West.
They are.
Like,
well, they picked up Melo, bro. And that goes back to the defense. Yeah. You got Carmelo Anthony and James Harden on the same team.
Yeah,
right.
I get that point, and I won't argue that one because Harden has always been criticized on his defense, strictly offensive.
You have to have
Carmelo,
defense in order to be criticized for it.
Well, but Carmelo, there's been Instagram memes, Facebook memes, Twitter memes, how you go from the most hype player joining OKC with Westbrook and George into, I'll take a 1 year to play with the MVP and we gonna turn up and I'm not coming off the bench.
Right.
I feel like he would be sixth man of the year. If he would bite that bullet. But, he already took the pay cut and you talking about I want to start as well, but you ain't bringing nothing. I could have kept a reason.
Well, as far as Melo goes, I feel like people overhyped his move to OKC because when he turned down the trade, when he turned down the Bulls and the Mavs and all of that, what was that, 2015? And he took that money to return to the Knicks.
Right. That's when
Melo became trash receptacles.
Yeah.
Right then, and I remember because my girl bought me, she bought us tickets to the Christmas game. The Bulls played the Knicks that same Christmas. Yeah. And I remember we blew them out the water. I get home and
he loves talking about the Bulls.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
He'll never miss
absolutely. But, I get home and I'm seeing all the memes on Facebook and Melo, they was in their team huddle. He was looking back and they was like, man, I bet Melo wish he would have went to the Bulls now.
Well, speaking of Bulls glory days, Jimmy Butler was a good part of that, and
so was Derrick Rose, man. You're not about to leave that out of there.
Yeah, Derrick Rose scored 50 points. Shout out to Derrick Rose.
Yeah, shout out to my man.
Shout out to all the guys who scored 50. There's been like 8 of them in the first 2 weeks.
It has not been 8.
There's like a triple-double almost every night.
Triple-double, yes, but it has not been 8 people.
But Jimmy Butler in this Minnesota Timberwolves situation, what's going on? Like, is he gonna get traded? Is he helping the team? Is he not helping the team?
You do not get to say
no.
I want to
you
are a Raptors fan.
There is no way you tell your coaching staff, your teammates, everybody in the organization, you need me. Before the season starts, you say you need me.
But they do.
But look though. If you look, I feel like if you had the audacity to tell me this when I didn't let you in my organization, on my team, you wearing my jersey and everything like that, why are we losing? Why shooting guards doing you? Why you showing up 15 points,
so if you want to take it there,
I have
if you want to take it there, we need to ask.
And
we need to ask why Jimmy Butler was able to dominate Karl Anthony Towns in the post in practice. Why was he able to get the third string?
Have we seen that?
Though? Why was he able to get the third string? Why was he able to get the third string and beat the starters? This is the perfect
time to hit this button. We talking about practice.
Absolutely. You practice how you play.
Not the game.
You practice how you play.
Right. Okay, that's fine. You can dominate Karl Anthony Towns in practice, but when it came to seeing those Raptors and these other teams you taking the L's from, why are these shooting guards, able to shoot? What happened to that defense you put on Karl Anthony Towns to prove a point?
Well, first of all,
let's win, man. Just win. No team is gonna want you if you're gonna only play, just whenever you choose.
Look at. We were just saying that you can't even. Absolutely not. But we were just saying that you can't even breathe on your opponent without getting a foul call, right? Right. So if that's the case, maybe it's a little different in practice. Maybe they can actually play how the game is supposed to be played in practice.
That's fine.
But I know you're familiar with the statement, you practice how you play, right? And that was Jimmy Butler's beef with Andrew Wiggins and Karl Anthony Towns to begin with. They not working as hard as he's working. He wants to win the ring, and they sitting around here lollygagging. So let me ask you a question, right? If you was on a basketball team, a football team, and you putting your all into this sport, and your teammates not doing the same thing, would you not have a problem with that?
But let me answer that. It depends on your leadership style. There's different ways to respond to your guys. Like as a leader, you have to know your personnel, know your troops, what motivates them, what's gonna make them go in their shell. And everybody wants a hard-nosed player that they can be like, hey, get your leap together, and they go do it. But not everybody's like that. So you gotta know, like, okay, Wiggins he's a little softer. Like I gotta slide it in a different way. You gotta be creative with your approach so that you can get the best out of them.
Okay, I can see what you're saying.
Right.
And I don't disagree. The thing is, when Jimmy Butler was traded to the Minnesota Timberwolves, he was like one of the oldest players there. And he was only like 26 or 27.
Right.
So you got to keep that in mind. Like when you're dealing with great leaders, somebody like LeBron, somebody like Chris Paul. Yeah. Look at their age and look at what they've been through. When you look at Jimmy Butler's tenure in Chicago, he didn't have that leader role until his last season there.
See, the thing too, when you say, no offense to Jimmy, great player, when you say LeBron James, Chris Paul, like their plateau is a lot higher than Jimmy Butler.
And why is that?
Because they're elite talent.
They're elite talent, and I mean they're more popular, and they've proven more in the NBA. Like
that's what I mean.
So who's the best player on the Timberwolves?
The best player on the Timberwolves. Man, I would
Karl
say
Anthony
Jimmy.
Towns.
Jimmy.
Karl Anthony Towns.
Because Karl Anthony Towns got in the playoffs and choked.
Okay,
he let Clint Capella drop him off in the playoffs.
Okay, you love 2K, right? Who has the highest rating on the Timberwolves?
It wouldn't matter. That's 2K. That's a game.
No. Nowadays, the game is based off of actual stats.
I'll tell you why.
So if you play 2K, you will understand. 2K goes off of name. Period.
Okay. So you don't think Jimmy Butler's the best player on the
I definitely believe he's the best player on the Timberwolves.
Let me tell you why I think it is Jimmy for real. Because before you do that in a practice, before you walk up to your coaches and your teammates and say, you know what, just give me the third strings and let me have at it, that's something he gonna let them know. Like that's something that's a long time coming.
What did you just say? Are we talking about practice? Now you talking about practice. You talking about practice.
I'm saying Jimmy Butler's the best player on their team because, for one, I'm pretty sure he let Andrew know, Karl know, coaches know, whoever, whenever. It wouldn't even have to be in practice. That's something that's been coming for a long time.
Yeah, right.
So he's basically saying, go and get ready.
Thank you.
Because when I come, it's gonna be here, and y'all gonna realize I'm the best. Y'all gonna need me.
So
the second best player wouldn't say, "Oh, y'all need me."
So let me ask y'all this then: that the Lakers 3P or the whole dynasty, who's the best player on the team?
Shaquille O'Neal.
Okay, who worked hardest?
Kobe.
It
was Kobe.
Yeah. Kobe worked hard at every practice.
Right.
He brought his A game, and that was a big problem with him and Shaq. He come in, from the off season. Shaq out of weight. He's not practicing. Right. But who's the best player?
Kobe.
Okay.
I'm with Shaq. I mean, Shaq the best player.
So
you know what? I'm gonna recuse myself from that question because I'm literally on the fence about that.
Okay.
Jimmy Butler already said that Karl Anthony Towns was the best player on the team.
Yeah,
and you want to know what's so crazy?
That's why I asked. I thought you was gonna say yeah.
I think that's out of respect.
You want to know what's crazy?
Facts.
You want to really know what's crazy? What? Is how Andrew Wiggins' name never even came up.
No, he said Wiggins is the most talented.
God-given talent.
No. See, this is the thing about it. I remember last season, Andrew Wiggins was complaining, and he
wanted a bigger role. Yeah,
he wanted a bigger role. He didn't want to be the third option.
Right.
What has he done? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What has he done?
Look, and we know Andrew Wiggins has shown that he's not as good as.
What was the comparison? When he came into the league, what was the comparison?
LeBron James, but I really feel like it was the measurables.
Either way, I feel like Kobe would be worse. Bro.
It was LeBron. The measurables.
I mean,
he plays like a young Kobe though, but the problem he played. Well, no,
I mean he was averaging 26 a game in his third year, so
the problem
terrible team, but he showed promise. It's just that.
But is it easier to shine on a terrible team?
Yeah, that's
than
the
when you get all of this help.
It is you can be I think, overrated off of like statistical averages, but what's your impact to the team? So I think in the early part of Wiggins' career, he was getting many buckets, but defensively, he brings you nothing. Also, offensively, his jump shot's not the most consistent. He doesn't really create for others.
They've always said
so.
that.
It's safe to say that Andrew Wiggins is not gonna impact any team like that. But LeBron James is supposed to be impacting the Lakers greatly, and they're at the bottom of the West right now. It's not looking good. So let's talk about the Lakers and their struggles.
Okay, you talking to someone who despises LeBron on the court. I never liked LeBron because why? I am a Chicago Bulls fan. Right. And if you're an NBA fan, you know the history between our team and LeBron.
Bro, nobody knows.
Nobody
knows. Please. Why are you trying to put...
We talking about LeBron. We talking about LeBron hating. I'm rocking with LeBron talk. Like, that's what we talking about.
I think it's safe to say nobody at this table is a huge fan of LeBron. He's a Raptors fan.
I love LeBron. I have to love him.
Chicago, y'all had y'all a couple years and LeBron killed that. I grew up a Lakers and Kobe fan, and if you liked Kobe growing up, you couldn't like LeBron because like
he was the next thing.
Can I finish?
Right.
Let him. We've witnessed this once before. Remember when LeBron first went back to Cleveland? It's
different.
How is it different?
Western Conference. Mm-hmm. He's older. That's also younger
true.
Team.
That's true.
It's different.
That's true. It's a different conference. It's believe me, I understand that. But I believe that we were talking about this before. Mostly everyone on that team has either played against LeBron in big games or played with LeBron. You see what I'm saying? So it's like they all have to find that healthy balance. Remember we were speaking about this maybe a week ago. Mm-hmm. You know, you got Rajon Rondo. You got Lance Stevenson. We all know the history between Lance Stevenson and LeBron. You know, real NBA fans would know the history between Rondo and LeBron. Mm-hmm. You got JaVale McGee. You know, it's crazy. We can't even call him Shaqtin' a Fool no more. But at the end of the day, these players, and then they also have to groom Brandon Ingram and Lonzo Ball, especially Brandon Ingram, because he was in the league for so long without that guidance. He was part of that D'Angelo. But that's a long time, though, man. He was on that D'Angelo Russell team that completely fell apart when he did that with Swaggy P. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know, so it's like...
Good point.
They didn't have that. I don't even believe they had veterans really in the locker room. They had Luol Deng, but you know, Luol Deng it's not enough. Right. It's enough under Tibbs, under Tibbs coaching, but not enough for the Lakers.
That's your man's though, right?
Yeah,
absolutely. I love anybody that was on that Bulls roster, man. But anyway, with LeBron, I just say, man, look, give it some time. It's still early, super early into the season.
Yeah, I feel right now LeBron is coasting. And that's what he loved to do. This is what I mean by it. He knows that this team can do something in the postseason. He is just like right now. Let's save some energy. Let's kick it up a little. Like when we really a few games back, I can roll with 6 seed as long as I'm in the playoffs. We gonna make it somewhere in there. Because my name is LeBron and I can do that.
I totally disagree. But Kambui, what are your thoughts on this?
It's really simple. When you look at this Lakers basketball team.
Okay, hold on. He finna lay it out. He said really simple.
This the numbers guy. He's the numbers guy.
Okay. Lakers team. They just don't have shooters. And also when it comes to rim protection, they literally have one big that they play. That's JaVale McGee. When he goes to the bench, you put Kuzma in as your center, your small ball center. He's like 6'8". They do have the guy Wagner from Michigan talking about they may start playing. He hasn't even played yet. Say he had like a leg injury or something. Talking about playing him in the future, but they just don't have the shooters to space the floor. Defensively, they're not locked in on that side of the floor at all. I'm kind of shocked. They got the youth and whatnot. They're inconsistent. Some quarters they lock in, other quarters they don't. And also the main thing that I see is the point guard situation with Lonzo Ball and Rajon Rondo.
It's conflicting.
Personally, I thought from the opening to you got to start Rondo, and I think the main reason why is not because Rondo's a better player than Ron, not because Lonzo is a better player than Rondo. You got to start Lonzo, by the way. I just felt like you invested so much in this guy to see can he be the guy, and you have to give him reign to see what he can do. And so far, he's been erratic and whatnot, but you have to stick to it. But it seems like Luke Walton is having trouble sticking to that situation, so he'll play Rondo more minutes than Lonzo and whatnot. And Lonzo feels like when he's not on the floor, he's not involved. So when he comes back out, he's really cold and disengaged. So you have to balance that. But biggest thing, shooters and the length. And so unless they're going to go out before the trade deadline and get some shooters, and get some extra, backup bigs for McGee. I just don't see that resolution. And also, it's tough in the West. The Kings are 6-3.
Yeah.
So guys are saying, well, he's gonna wait to pick it up. It may be too late.
I don't think he's coasting at all. I think he's. I'm not gonna say he's stressing because it's so easy for us because LeBron does this every year. It's
Right.
Right.
That's
but
what I'm saying.
I think, and that's the thing with a lot of people, just the human mind. We think like, for instance, if a rookie comes in and has a great year, we initially think, oh, next year is going to be better.
Donovan Mitchell.
But he's getting better. But the thing
Donovan
is,
Mitchell that's in Jason Tatum. That's a different story.
we always assume that the ladders, they're gonna keep taking that step, and a lot of times, somebody has a great year and then they coast for the rest of their career. It happens.
Yeah.
So a lot of times with the Lakers, we continue to see LeBron join a team. They struggle, but then they make it to the playoff. But what we're underestimating is this Western Conference. I'm telling you, like every time he's done it, it's been in the East. Every time he's done it, he had Kyrie, he had Wade, he had Bosh, Ray Allen. Who does he have now to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna take a couple games back? And he's getting older too. I know he's built with vibranium. He's doing this thing. Like he doesn't seem like he's going back, but he played 82 games last year.
He did.
Averaged the most minutes in the league at 32 years old.
Right.
32 is not old.
He's about to be 33. Is he gonna be
32
able?
for LeBron is like 14 for us.
That's
This is what I'll say. I feel like you said, he got nobody on that Lakers squad for real.
I wouldn't say nobody. Nobody proven.
Nobody proven, right?
Rondo,
Right.
but he's not like
Only a few of them got that championship DNA. 2K reference.
I just feel like all of you are underestimating the Lakers.
I definitely
For
am.
one reason, they have the money.
They got magic.
They have the money to go out here and get shooters and stuff before the trade deadline.
Okay, you can have the money, but
Who's their third string? Who's coming off the bench?
for who?
For the
The Lakers. Who name all the people that's coming off like 6-man?
Rondo,
Stevenson,
Hart.
Michael Beasley.
Well, Michael Beasley hasn't played, but yeah, you could put him in the mix.
He's on the bench.
Josh Hart, I guess when they decide not to put him in the starting lineup.
Okay, so let me stop you right there. How many of those players cannot be traded? Like the Lakers would just say, "Hey, look,
All of them are.
We gonna keep
outside
them.
of LeBron, to be very honest with you, any one of them guys can go.
Me expendable. Yeah.
Did you not see the Cleveland massacre? How he had, D Rose, Jay Crowder,
Your boy.
Wade,
and my boy just dropped 50
and
on the playoff
and
team.
they missed that right now.
On
but
the
he did
playoff team.
He did the Thanos snap, and that's it.
Yeah,
It was it,
The
man.
Thanos snap, and he destroyed their team.
Even
And
though-
he was sick in the postseason because he missed D
Even
Wade.
though I thought he quit a month in the season,
Yeah.
LeBron last year, just to
that's
prove
what
a
I'm
point.
saying. Like,
So
is it too early? It probably is,
It
but
is.
It's
really
way
early.
too
Hasn't
early
been
to be
10
making
games.
playoff
all I'm saying
projection.
is, since you're talking about D Rose, I think this year is gonna make people respect Kobe even more when they see how hard it is for LeBron in the West.
not really.
I can't
don't
agree.
Think, I don't think it's really a Kobe respect or LeBron thing. I just feel like
I'm a Kobe stan, so
You are, yeah, you
I'm
gotta put him up in
slide
there.
that in there.
I just feel like for this year, people are gonna realize that the Western Conference is literally
not
the
a
Western
joke.
Conference. Like
I feel like
it's for real.
I just feel like what Kobe had to endure in the West was a lot tougher for the simple fact you had much tougher defense. That's for one. And two, you had just all around more teams in the league that was, even in the Western Conference, you had the Suns, you had T-Mac on the Rockets.
Spurs.
The Spurs.
He had to play Tim Duncan his whole career, bro.
Did.
Bruh.
You understand?
Yeah.
And then he had to face, like, Allen Iverson in the finals. Like,
And then the Steve Nash of the world.
Then those Mavericks teams would
yeah,
sneak up on you.
let's not forget about the Sacramento Kings.
Yeah.
Yeah, at that time.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, I
Yeah,
mean,
but
like, do
Kings
you
are
see what
good.
I mean? Like,
Yeah.
yes, LeBron has it tough in the West. I'm not going to discredit that.
Right.
All I'm saying is, once everything gets rolling, and I have no doubt in my mind that LeBron and the Los Angeles Lakers will find their way. But when you look at the top teams in the West, you tell me who playing hard-nosed defense.
Okay, let me ask this before we
The
switch.
Denver Nuggets.
Do y'all see LeBron playing 82 games this year?
No.
Nah.
How many games do you think the Lakers win without him playing?
Maybe like 2, depending on who they play. Like if they play on a night like the Atlanta Hawks, they could beat them. Like
Or
the
the
bottom
Brooklyn
10
Nets or
tiers.
something.
Nah, I
like that.
think
In
it
the
might
league,
be.
they could beat
It
them.
might be the G State games. That's what I think. The bigger games. Let him sit and watch for a second.
No.
Rest.
I know.
I think so.
He could watch the tape after the game, but we need you, bro.
I think it'll be those bigger games.
Maybe the last 2 G State games of the year. That's like in April when they clinch a
I
spot.
mean, I guess it'll depend
Maybe.
on what their seating is. But,
Yeah.
I mean, looking at – because I've been an Eastern Conference fan my entire –
We know.
You know.
Yeah.
Chicago Bulls fans.
Absolutely. 62-20, don't forget.
All right.
72-10, don't forget. But anyway, when I don't – LeBron doesn't care about who wins the conference.
He should
Because-
now.
He really should.
Seeding
'Cause
matters a lot in the
He
West.
might
It does.
be out of
That could be the
this.
difference
But it
between
might
going.
play. It might play to his advantage. Is what I was getting at. See, in the past few years in the East, you know, Cleveland sat at the top where they maybe could have won a game or two,
Yeah.
and then like a game that they know they could have won, like LeBron and the rest of the stars will sit out.
Yeah, that's true.
Why? Because if they lost the game, then they have to play an easier team in the playoffs. You see what I'm saying? So if it comes down to, I don't know, say they losing the game in the West at the end of the season and them having to play Phoenix, or okay, that's a clean sweep. Boom, we get them out the way. We can rest. While Golden State is battling it out with Denver or
Battling what?
whoever.
There might be the 2 seed though. So
Whoever, you know, whoever they play, they might have to battle it out with them. It might go 5. Even if it goes over 4 games, 5 games, 6 games, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We have more rest in them. We have more time to practice, and we have more time to watch and see their game tapes to see how they're playing throughout the playoffs. You know, and I feel like LeBron has used that to his advantage his entire career. Anytime he's made it to the finals, you know.
Well, this is going to be a huge test for LeBron. I'm anxious to see. To anybody who's just tuning in, this is At the Whistle. We're here with Martavian Thompson, Kambui, Bomani, and Darrius Barron. I'm Clement Gibson. We got about 3 minutes left in the show. We're just going to close out with the early award candidates. MVP, Rookie of the Year, Most Improved. Let me keep it to those 3. I'll start. Coming in, I thought Giannis was going to win it last year, but he didn't.
yeah.
Coming in, I thought Kawhi was going to win it. Stephen Curry's making a huge case for himself, and I don't know if they're going to keep it up or not, but I still have Giannis as my MVP for Rookie of the Year. I went with Ayton early. Doncic is looking really nice. I'm going to stick with Ayton. And for Most Improved, De'Aaron Fox is balling, but Zach LaVine.
I was waiting on it.
He doubled his scoring. And it's not like he was averaging like 6. He was averaging 14 last year. He's averaging about 28 now.
Yep, I was waiting on
that
it.
man. He's going off. So I'm gonna ask you all. We're gonna go down the line. MVP, Rookie of the Year, and Most Improved Player. Who y'all got for the season? I know it's early, but let's use this as tape for going forward when everybody starts switching up, because I know y'all like to switch up sometimes. All right, Mr. Raptor.
Chicago Bulls.
All right, MVP. Like you said, I do see Steph possibly grabbing it again, only because he's gonna act up. Only because I think what Clay did put a sour taste in his mouth. He got to show that it's still his team some kind of way, and G State won't lose. And my second, of course, is gonna be Kawhi, because every time Kawhi, is on that court.
So you going with Kawhi or Steph?
Kawhi, home
Okay.
team 6.
All right,
Rookie of the Year, Trae Young.
Trae Young?
Trae Young out of with the Atlanta Hawks. Only because the man is dangerous. Like, he does whatever he want, free will, and he's so young, and it's scary. And any other rookie would tell you Trae Young gives buckets.
Most Improved?
Most Improved is tough, but I give it to D Mitchell, only because I give it to D Mitchell. Like, I give it to Donovan Mitchell only because last year it was like he was giving those baby numbers, like he was giving those breakout games. But this year it's step up and go hard, go home every game.
All right,
D Mitchell.
MVP?
Well, MVP, I have Giannis. Still will have Giannis. Stephen Curry's doing what he's doing best the first 2 weeks of the year, but everybody eats in Golden State, so there's going to be some nights where DeMarcus Cousins will finally come back and he'll put up his points, and KD will do what he does. So I don't think he'll maintain that elite point per game average. Rookie of the Year, I had Wendell Carter, but he hasn't really shown a lot with the Bulls. So
25.
Watch him out.
yeah, Luka Doncic looks for real.
Yeah.
And he's just going to keep getting better throughout the year. improve all his statistical numbers too. Most improved, I actually had D'Angelo Russell to start the year, but I don't even think he's the best player on the Brooklyn Nets. I feel like that's probably Jared Allen. So most improved will have to be Zach LaVine. What he's been doing this far in the season is outstanding, averaging pretty much 30 points a game. Defensive player of the year, I have Kawhi Leonard, and I still have
we gonna save the defense for another time. We got about a minute left. Darius, go ahead, knock out your 3.
All right, man. So MVP. You know, I'm an Eastern
Derrick
Conference guy. Hey man, chill out. He the MVP in the West. The MVP in the East is Giannis.
Okay, go ahead,
bro.
MVP.
Giannis all day.
Okay.
Let me see, Rookie of the Year. I would go with Elder Barge. I mean Trae Young. But I'm a Chicago Bulls fan, man. I'm going with Wendell Carter Jr. B.
Okay.
He gonna have his breakout soon. You know, we just been playing some tough games. You know.
Right.
Most improved, Zach LaVine. B.
Yeah.
That's all day.
Okay.
All day. Chicago Bulls, man. What's next?
All right. Nothing's next. Thank you all for tuning in once again. My name is Clement Gibson. This is Martavian Thompson, Kambui, Bomani, and Darrius Barron.
All day, B.
We are at the Whistle. If you would like to hear more, you can tune in and check us out on www.thejsuflash.com. And we'll be looking forward to coming back next week and sharing some more knowledge with you all. Until next time, see you all. Blow the whistle.
Blow the whistle.